All right, everyone. I'm super excited for this next panel discussion. We're actually going to have a conversation with college students. So, Ms. Jacqueline, it was a great segue into you visit all these different areas, who's visiting the financial aid department on campuses. So, let's talk campus talk and life beyond campus talk with this next panel. So, I am going to pin a couple of our panelists, our esteemed panelists, to the conversation. Let's see. I see Hannah. Welcome, Hannah. And as I pin you to the conversation, go ahead and as I'm pinning you, I will have you introduce yourself. So as I pin the others, we'll kick it off with you, Miss Hannah, and just share a little bit about yourself, where you're in school, what you're doing while you're there, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so my name is Hannah Page. I'm a third year senior, so this will be my third year at Howard University. I'm a biology major with a minor in chemistry, and I'm also on the pre-med track. Just a little things about me. I also was on the university's dance team, so I am a dancer. I have background in pre-professional ballet, but I transferred over to collegiate dance. I also have a really strong interest in research. I actually just got back home this morning from California. I was at the University of California in San Francisco conducting research for 10 weeks. So yeah, that's another aspect of me that I love. And if you have anything else, also my brother's also on the Zoom too. So Primus, that is my little brother, who
Oh,
was going to the
wonderful.
the other HU, but it's okay. All HBCU love here.
The Hampton University?
Yeah, he's going to
My
the
alma mater.
institute.
Woo
Yeah.
woo.
So yeah, yeah, that's basically a little bit about me.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Let's pivot next to Emmanuel. Introduce yourself from another fascinating university.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good afternoon. My name's Emmanuel Baskerville. I'm a rising senior, fourth year graduating senior. I go to Hampton University. I'm an electrical engineering major. A little bit about me. I do undergraduate research for my electrical and computer engineering department at Hampton University. I've published three or co-authored three engineering research publications, one being in power systems engineering, one being in ethics and engineering, and another being in semiconductor research. This past year, I also created a STEM conference called Hampton University STEM Weekend. So I was the founder and executive director of it. It was a 2-day conference. It was campus-wide, student-led. We had workshops, panels, and things like that. Different companies come to give opportunities to other fellow Hampton students. I also have had two internships within the energy industry. I interned for Dominion Energy. I just finished my internship this past week. I was a protection and control design intern working on designing substations and infrastructure for the energy grid, and so that we can supply electricity to our homes and businesses. Um, Outside of work, I love to be active. I'm active in community service. I also love to spend time with family and friends, work out, go to the gym. Um, and I'm excited for this panel. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and speak with you all, give you all any type of advice that I have. And I hope you guys are having a great summer. And yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. I see two HUs. We're going to pivot to Miss Schuyler next. Please introduce yourself and welcome. No, we can't hear you. So we'll come right back to you. We'll go to Miss Dion and give you an opportunity to work out your audio. Hi, Miss Dion. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dion Young, and I see a lot of COT teens in the chat. So, for all of my COT teens and those I saw at the summit, it's so good to see you all's faces, and I miss you guys a lot. A little bit about me, a little different than some of the other panelists. I'm in graduate school at Harvard University. This is my second graduate degree. So, I have a bachelor's in care, health, and society with a minor in Spanish. I have my first master's in special education, a teaching license, and this second master's that I'm currently in the works of achieving is in education leadership, organizations, and entrepreneurship. I've done a many of things over the years from undergrad until now. I've studied abroad in Guatemala. Thank you guys for all the reactions too. I love you guys. Besides that, I've worked in education spaces as teachers. I've been a teacher. I've been a coordinator. I've worked in the ed tech space and working with AI and instructional practices. I work part-time with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington and the Center of Transformation with Dr. Christie. So that's my wonderful boss, whom I adore. And now I'm back in grad school where I'll be doing some social impact work with MIT and helping undergraduate students figure out social ventures that they're interested in and helping them connect with community partners. So I'm really excited to again see familiar faces, meet new faces, and also kind of help and guide you all as you're thinking about pursuing education outside of high school.
Excellent, excellent. Wow, wonderful. Thank you, Miss Dion and Miss Schuyler. Hopefully your audio is okay. Are you still there? No, we can't hear you. Okay. So we'll give you a second. So while we're giving Schuyler a second, we'll go ahead and get started. But here's what I want to say up front. Y'all are already awesome. And y'all have quite a bit going on individually and collectively. I'm certainly inspired just listening to you introduce yourself. So I know this is about to be a phenomenal conversation. So we're going to jump right in. And Schuyler, as soon as you are able to, we're able to hear you, we're definitely going to have you join in. I think she's re entering. Perfect. I think she's coming in now. So we'll give her a moment to connect. I think she's hanging up and coming in. And let me see if I can repin her real quick. I apologize, y'all, but we're going to make sure we want to include Miss Schuyler in the discussion. Okay, there you go. Say something, Schuyler. You're on mute. Yes, we can hear you. Awesome. Perfect
Sorry,
timing.
guys.
Introduce yourself,
There's been a
dear.
lot of stuff going on with my. There's been a lot of stuff going on my laptop. Hi, you all. My name is Skylar Hurst. I'm a current sophomore at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, but I previously attended Clark Atlanta University as a major in biology. I have changed schools and my major to genetics and genomic sciences. I plan to be a genetic counselor. At Clark Atlanta University, I was freshman council senator, released 2 bills on behalf of the Senate. Outside of that, I was a biology tutor, and I also was a class representative for the biology academic program. I hosted a lot of studies and study groups. That's a little bit about me. Outside of academics, I was an athlete, but I did not continue my athletic things in college. I love fashion, and that's a little about me. Nice to meet you all.
Phenomenal. Thank you. And you as well have quite a bit going on. One of the diverse things I like about this panel is we have those who are straight in college, who's transferred, those who have finished undergrad and on to graduate school. So this is a really good diverse group to ask some great questions. Dr. Christie's not going to ask that many questions as I moderate. I'm going to tee up maybe one or two questions, and I want the rest to come from y'all. So let's jump right in. The first one is around college life and transition. What's the biggest shock or adjustment that you experienced or that you can think of since you first started college? And I will let's start with Miss Dion since you're on to several college degrees.
So I would say it kind of depends on, what the transition looks like. So my undergraduate degree is from the University of Arizona, and I graduated high school in Alexandria, Virginia. So moving 2,000 plus miles across the country to go to school can be a big transition. I think for me, it wasn't as challenging. I'm an Army brat, so I've been moving all of my life. But I think the biggest thing was finding community. And I would say that to all of you all, once you get to school, it's really important to find your community. And finding your community can look different. They could be based on sports interests, academic interests, religious or cultural background. But it's really important to find a community of people who have shared interests and values, because I think that really helped me not necessarily be homesick, but also helped me navigate the different nuances and challenges of being a college student. And with me transitioning now to living in Cambridge and being a graduate student at Harvard, kind of the same thing. I think as soon as I kind of got on campus, I started classes this past Wednesday, and it's been a journey. It's very much so challenging, and I would definitely say more challenging than my first graduate degree, but already finding connections within my classrooms or even just spending a lot of time in the library. And people are really friendly. So people just kind of come up to you and say, hey, like, what's your name? What are you studying? Do you have any interests? Like, do you want to collaborate on these things? And partaking in a lot of group work. So I would say those are some of the things to think about when transitioning. But the biggest one, again, finding community.
Excellent. Thank you. And I'm going to pivot to Emmanuel. What about you? What was shocking for you?
So a little bit shocking was honestly how easy it was at first. I feel like teachers in high school gave me an idea that, oh, like college is so hard and it's gonna be the college classes are so difficult, and like they gave me a lot of anxiety and stress towards it. But I think one thing that I found shocking was that like college is what you make it, and I was already pretty good with time management. I think time management is a good skill and kind of thing to have when you transition into college. I think there's a time and place for everything. You'll have time to study, do your work, but you'll also have time to, have freedom and go out, have fun and things like that. And the experience and the skill of time management that I received and transitioned to college with, I think it came a lot from doing sports in high school. I think it taught me how to manage my time. Like as soon as school ended, I had to go to practice. Once practice ended, I had to do my homework. And so I think overall, time management is really important. It was shocking, like at first, but I did really well. I went to pre college, which is at Hampton. It's like a preemptive type of program to get you acclimated to the school. So I was taking classes over the summer in June and July, and then I transitioned into my fall semester. So I wasn't super shocked. I think maybe for a lot of you guys who are looking to go to a college, see if they have a pre-college program. It helped me and a lot of other students get acclimated to the school, meet new freshmen, know what the college campus looks like. But I would say it was shocking how easy it came at first, and I kind of smoothly got into the rest of the school year.
Thank you. And I appreciate that sentiment around pre-college too, because I know every school is different, but the key takeaway for me there is make sure you see what unique advantages and offerings your college may have to get you set up well. So thank you, Emmanuel. Let's see, Miss Hannah, sorry.
Yeah, I would say the biggest shock for me would be having to create like my own opportunities in college. Like I'm also a student researcher at Howard, where I study sickle cell disease and different variables that could cause it or even relieve stress on patients. But I had to create that opportunity for myself, which wasn't the hardest thing to do. Like simply, you just have to look at the professors or the labs that are open in your college, and then just email, because they're not just going to hand them to you. That's another thing I did learn. Like you have to create these opportunities for yourself. And another thing I will say would be, don't get don't get discouraged if your initial plan of like how you think your college journey is going to go, like it ends up moving or you have to pivot. Like it happens, like everyone has to pivot within college. Nothing ever is like set to stone. So I would say pivoting was my biggest shock, because I plan to graduate in 2 years.